Hey everybody, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It is Thursday, July 4th. American holiday. Happy Independence Day to everybody down in the States. And yeah, so markets are closed today. And I just thought I'd run over quickly how we're doing this week. Again, we're closed today and probably going to be a quiet day on Friday, or at least a little bit more quiet. And yeah, so the markets went out on a high, as you can see here. Just overview the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P. Things are really moving from internals are really moving into a strong, back into a strong bull. You can see here the indicators peaking up, lots of new highs, lots of advances over declines. Yeah, so it's all everything's looking like there's absolutely nothing but blue sky ahead of us here. Let's take a look at some of the groups that are performing well. Financials are doing well, even though it looks like we are going to maybe have a rate cut. I think that's why the markets were up. There was some more optimism that we've got some rate cuts coming maybe even this month. So financials, I'm not sure why, if the yield curve is flattening, why the financials will be up, but technology, more of a risk on. Utilities are a little bit lower this week so far, and again down here some of the more, I guess, defensive stuff still up but down compared to back onto the risk on trades, technology trades, etc. So interesting price action. Let's take a look at some of the indexes. And you can see here, this is the US 10-year Treasury. You can see here it's just dropping further, again in anticipating more rate cuts in the US. And you can see here this is the weekly, and again we're just continuing to break down here. TLT is always a good way to play that to the long side. We can take a look at that chart in a minute maybe. Dow breaking out to a new high on Wednesday. Obviously, probably most traders know that. Getting close to 27,000 there. Weekly we'll skip over because we haven't done the week yet. IWM kind of turned around. I did have a TZA trade on, moved the stop up and stopped out on Friday. Send that out as well, but I did have a stop at 45, I believe, and that's where I stopped out. But this does look like it's going to go higher, even though it was weak when the rest of the market seemed to be strong. So we profited on that, but stopped out on the rest as we moved the stop up. Q's new high. S&P new high, just all the same story here, just pushing higher. So we're into uncharted territory. Let's take a look at the dollar. The dollar is just kind of hanging in here. It's not really doing anything. Could be a bit of a pendant here if we draw these lines this way and this way. I won't bother doing it for sake of time. But you can see here we're kind of narrowing down into a range, so it's probably going to break one way or another. Let's just wait to see which way it does decide to go, because with those pendants you're never sure until they actually make the move. They break out from that pendant formation. This is the VIX again. Obviously, as the market goes higher, volatility comes out of the market, and we may be heading back down to 12 here. I might set an alert, maybe look at taking an entry around 12 if we do get there, and just see if it can hold there, because it seems to have held there before, so it might be worth taking a look at it from a bounce perspective. Let's take a look at the actives, stuff we've got on trades. I'm still in some gold. You can see here, this is a weekly chart, by the way. And let's take a look at the daily. Gold's still strong. It's had an outside week so far. Had a bit of a challenged back up to the 440 level and rejected it. Not exactly a great daily chart if you're looking for this to go higher. Let's just take a look. I'm involved in this through NUGT. BMY is a trade I got into, and it's performing pretty well. Still holding on for that. Sold some, but still holding on for 47, which is where I think it might actually get to. That's our target, and it's still looking pretty good after that sell-off. Caught it on the V reversal. which are harder trades to take, but it looked like a good entry since it was back down, tested this level once, twice, 3 times, still found support down here, and that's why we took the entry. Again, that was courtesy of a trader in our room, Beth. She pointed that out to me, and I looked at it and thought it was a very good risk to reward on that one. So here's NUGT. This is the one that I'm still have some shares in, and it's bounced back up here, but we'll keep an eye on it for Friday, see what gold does. It may just hang around, but gold a bit of a safety trade, I think, in the light of you know, it's kind of funny, markets are going to new highs, and still some of these safety trades are still good. People have been following Bitcoin, have know how it has really rebounded like crazy. Not trading Bitcoin, but yeah, so let's take a look at what we've got on watch here still. Just trying to see what some of the Chinese stocks. The Chinese stocks actually sold off a little bit on Friday, or on Wednesday, I should say, despite the fact that the market's pushed to all-time highs. So I still think there's obviously some skepticism in whether there's going to be a China trade deal and what it's going to look like. Baidu, same thing, kind of just struggling down here at this 120 level. And yeah, I'm not just keeping an eye on those right now. I think they're pretty market news driven. So Facebook, I think Facebook's obviously challenging this this new high here. Previous high was 198.50-ish. We're a buck and change away from it. Here, I think this thing probably goes to 200. And for those who trade options, I took I actually sold some puts down here, 187.50 puts, and they're going to expire Friday, worthless, which means I'll collect the premium on that. And yeah, I still think this is going to go to. Pretty sure this is going to go to an all-time new high and push through 200. But I wouldn't be chasing it here. Unfortunately, it's kind of gotten away from us. KWeb, this again, Chinese internet stocks, you know, traded down on a good tape, so not exactly great price action. Micron, I mean, people who've been getting my emails know that I've sold some calls up here at 41. It's kind of like being short, and again, it looks like unless this thing really pops on Friday, I'll collect the premium on that. It's all about picking your entries, and this was really extended. This swing just popped up, and it looked like it started to sell off. That's why I took the entry on the essentially doing a short on it. Silver, the poor man's gold, and just keeping an eye on that as well. Just seems to be hanging out right now. Not a great day yesterday, but again, silver finished still higher on the day, which was good. Keeping an eye on that for Friday, see what that does. Semiconductors, even though we had a really good day, they had not such a great day on Wednesday. T, I was hoping to get back. I was hoping it would pull back to 33 here so I could get an entry on it, but it just keeps pushing higher. So can't really chase it up here, but I really think this is a good long-term play. It's got a dividend. It's a good one to stick away if we get a pullback here on it. UNG always like to watch natural gas. It looks like it's making a bit of a bottom here, and maybe we'll push higher. It did kind of hold here on Wednesday, so keep an eye on that. Sometimes I'll play DGAS or UGAS, the levered ETFs. Oil's been weak, yeah, particularly when people are thinking the economy is weakening. Oil demand drops, so prices should drop as well. And it's right here at a level right now. If it fails here, it may fill this gap down to 1150-ish. So just see what happens again on Wednesday, what the market mood is. I think that this one of the sectors that's going to do fairly well in the next week or two is the biotechs, XBI. You can also play that with LABU. This looks like it wants to break higher. we're kind of in an area of congestion here, but I think it's kind of broken out from this level. You know, did it popped up, pulled back, and now it may look like it's going to go higher. So keep an eye on that for an entry. See if we got anything else. Let's just take a look at TLT. I talked about that earlier with relation to the fading bond yields, and you can see here it's just breaking out. Again, with the interest rates going lower, TLT is probably going to go higher, and it's going to be a function of how many times the Fed cuts as to how high this goes. But I think we're into. Let's take a look. History of TLT. We're right at highs, past the prior highs. So yeah, and lastly, LABU. Let's look at that quickly. Again, I think just like the XBI trade, it looks like it's going to break out here. So I might take an entry on that. Maybe a little late. Would have liked to have got it around 50, 50 and a half, but on Wednesday, but missed that move. So might be chasing it a bit here. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for the midweek review on Thursday. Hope everyone's having a great holiday and stay safe. And we'll catch everyone in the Bear Bull Trading Room on Friday. If you haven't checked it out already, I've got a book on Amazon called How to Swing Trade. And yeah, so we'll see everyone in the room tomorrow morning. Bye for now, everybody.